MyBestHelper is a company that started last year, and we enter every competition as we can, and we win some. But the premise is that it all started with an observation that families need people to help them at home, and helpers need jobs, and the two solidties don't mix. And so if you go to any community center, you can see people say, I need somebody, right next to an announcement that says, I'm able to help. And I have 3 kids, 10, 7, and 2, and nothing's changed in the 10 years since I had the first one. And as an emergency doctor, you'd think I'd be stressed about stuff, but actually the most stressful experience in my life was figuring out childcare when I needed it. And so the company started, and options today, believe it or not, word of mouth, community boards, and Craigslist. And I've done street research in all major Canadian cities, in all small Canadian cities, and in San Francisco on the street. Stealth research asking families, I'm moving here with kids, what are my options? And in 2012, they tell us these are the options. So one of the things we did is, we actually did some more research and we said that they want somebody who is trustworthy, but is also available, but is also the right fit to their parental values. So we took an eHarmony type of algorithmic approach and took technology to a family-based problem. And we built our site. So we have a booking and rating system, like Airbnb, combined with an algorithm that's patented in process in eHarmony base. So our site is up, as I mentioned. You can load it up on your phone, and you can register on your phone right now, on iPad or computer, and it takes a few minutes, and then you're in. You can also have a look at the site and all the jobs available and apply. We have the management required, an awesome team, as you can see, and you can talk to them and all the cool things they've done. There's a money in the market. We charge families to post. And when we calculate, it's a 1.7 billion market across North America because there's 300 million babysitting jobs being booked every year in the United States. And so multiply our numbers, and you end up with that side of the market. Our momentum is that we have a brand new site launched as of today, and we're looking at launching in San Francisco in the next few weeks. And then we have, through our experience in San Francisco, come up with a model that breaks the 2 markets by launching a new app that's being built called My Crew that allows families to say, I already use no caregivers in my space. If I want to alert them quickly and let them know that I need them, our app allows them to do that. And if a caregiver is not available, they can log into our site and find something useful. So we can launch in any city using that method and quickly filter caregivers available to them. So we have estimates, as everybody, but one of the things that we're big on is metrics. And in San Francisco, one of the things we learned is that unless you hit your metrics on any given time, you're not going to succeed. So we're disciplined about that and intend to win. We have the management, market, money, and momentum to make it. And we hope that all of you at least try sign up and at least tell one other friend about us, because we are making a difference in real people's lives and building a very profitable, global, made in Vancouver company. MyBestHelper.
Timer friend, I still need 5 minutes for questions, so just for you, 5 minutes. One of you is going to start asking great questions. Who's starting?
The guy with the money.
I say the guy with the most illegitimate children. Great job. I met you 2 years ago, and it's come like a long way, so that's awesome. I remember you came after me because I have 4 kids. You immediately thought I was your target audience. So 2 questions I have is this is the classic marketplace problem with kind of the dual side demand dynamics. How do you solve that chicken and egg problem? And out of curiosity, why are you launching in a city that probably has the lowest child per capita rate of anywhere in North America?
Oh, hardcore.
Well, we researched every city, and in any given city, if you actually look at Craigslist postings, you'd see that there's a huge market already. And there are certain people that are less likely to use us, but there's a tipping point. 1 out of 4 families has already used the internet to find a babysitter. And yesterday, for those of you who are here listening to Seth Levine talk, I asked him afterwards, and I said, hey, you're here visiting Vancouver with your kids. Did you find a babysitter so you can enjoy the city with your wife without children? And he said, man, we talked about that, and we couldn't find anyone. And so I think that we have a huge potential to become the go-to place that people know in any location of America. chicken and egg problem, and that's the micro app slightly difficult to explain. But if you and I talk and you say, let's have dinner tomorrow so we can discuss an investment, I would say, how will I find childcare? So my crew allows me to quickly tell my 4 caregivers, my neighbor, and my 2 friends that I need them tomorrow, and calculates all of their responses of yes, no, maybe available, and allows me to quickly book them from my phone. Any audience questions?
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Real quick, okay. Just one quick question. The question is this: how do you deal with liability and waivers and insurance? If I'm leaving my kids with someone I've just met off the internet, I must really, trust them or really not care about my kids. I don't know what my kids are, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying, if they have kids, I do.
That's a good question.
Well, one of the things is we have a community manager who has vetted our first caregivers in any given market. But in any place, if you came to the site and you saw that my nanny, who's been with me for 2 years, also moonlights and would watch 7-Eleven's kids when they're visiting Vancouver, you would have a certain level of trust. Then you can see all of their documentation, references, and all the other things that otherwise you just don't have access to. So nanny agencies charge for that service and take time. We found a way of fast-tracking that. So in any given city, there's people who are desperate for work, people who graduated from degrees where there's no jobs, or in between jobs who are able to babysit and help. We're just helping them get a job.
Excellent. Thank you.
Oh, there she is. She's been looking at you, John.
So you're targeting 2 groups of people. Can you speak a little bit to your marketing strategy in general and how you're going to appeal to caregivers as well as people who are looking for caregivers?
So I think the one major question that keeps coming up is trust. So we have to tap into people who've used, for example, Airbnb and who are familiar with using online services. And the younger generation is way more familiar, so the families take a little bit longer to convince. But the other piece has to do with desperation. So there's a whole bunch of people who are desperate because they have tried luck, they've tried Craigslist and all the other tools, and the barrier of entry on our site is very low. You can browse, you can look, you can post, you can talk to caregivers, and once you like the person, we charge you for the fee. So compared to other alternatives, it's really a good option. One of the funny things is we often ask people on the street to stop and film a pitch video for us or something, and half of the time it turns out that it's a family or a caregiver and they want our card to sign up on our site. So our street research shows that there's a huge market for this.
We got time for one more question, Judge friends.
One thing I would say is do not refer to this as the Airbnb childcare, because this one thing, leaving your apartment with somebody, is something very critical for us. You've been at this for 2 years now. What over the last 2 years have you learned that's going to help you get to the next step?
Well, the company was launched last August, and one of the things I know is that if I was going to start this all over again, I would do it completely different. So if anybody's thinking of starting a company, please talk to me so I can transfer the knowledge. But the one thing is that we've learned that we need to pivot quickly. And so it takes time to build an awesome team. It took 6 months to meet our CTO, and it was the right person. And everything since has proven that having Francois on the team is better than gold. So the fit of the team, the fact that we get along in hard, difficult moments is priceless. And so some of the early stage kind of taking it slow, building the right ingredients works. So that we can now move fast. And so our new site is completely redesigned from scratch in less than 6 weeks, 7 weeks. However long it took us, and so
We're done. Thumbs up. Clap. Is WealthPar next? Okay, so WealthPar is